It was 3 of them and they were big. Hello, party people, okay? There is a reason I am dressed like this, okay? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into why I'm dressed like this. So, boom. My homegirl and I were on the phone today, and I have not spoken to this girl in like a really, really long time. And basically, we were on the phone and we were talking, and she reminded me of this story time. So I decided, why not wear the same thing that I wore when this story time took place? So this is what this is giving very much Samantha 2017. I went through great lengths to find this necklace. Ooh. If you can't tell, it's all mangled or whatever, because I found this in a bin in the garage. Like, why I still have this, I don't know, but we're just gonna go with it. And y'all, to this day, I don't know why I used to wear such big heavy hoops, but girl, this is what I used to step to the party with. This is what I used to look like. This is what I used to do. I don't know why. Like, I mean, to this day, I love a big hoop moment. I just don't feel like, I feel like these are like too big. You know what I mean? But we have to create the illustration. Just pretend that my nails are like this long with coffin stiletto pink tips. Okay, that was me. 2017. That was getting my life, okay? So, now, I know I said that I was not going to do any more Armando story times, but I'm sorry. This one was just too good to not talk about. It's so crazy how much I thought things were so, like, low-key and nobody knew what I had going on and nobody knew what Armando would put me through. But the public humiliation that I would go through, the things that I have endured, all for this boy. And stupid, okay? If I could tell you anything about me during this time, like, hello, I was wearing like 50-pound hoop earrings that were bigger than my face. I was on something in that era, okay? So without further ado, let's just get into it, because to be honest, there is a lot of moving parts to this story, okay? So, and I really hope that my neighbors, I put this on my Instagram story, but my neighbors have a live mariachi band that they have going on in their backyard. I really hope, like, they already sang happy birthday, so I hope they wrapped it up so you guys don't hear it. If you guys do, enjoy the background music, because I can't do nothing about it. It is like 1 a.m. at this point. So let's take you back all the way to 2017. This was coming up on my birthday, and so me and Armando had already been going crazy with each other. This is after he's cheated on me like a billion times. This is after all that. But this is right before I was over it. I was low-key getting checked out of the relationship at this point, but I still had like a sliver of potential. Like, I don't know what I was holding on to so bad in that relationship, but I just didn't want to let it go like so bad. I really just wanted it to work so bad. And so my birthday was coming up, and there was a party that was also coming up literally on the day of my birthday. And as you guys know, I did not go to college, so that was literally Armando's great escape, to be honest. So he had a whole different life while he was in college. He had his college friends, he had all that, and then he had his life with me, with like the people that we hung out with and we were around. I'm telling you, the double life. Yeah, he had that. So basically, I was in a state of like, I was crazy. Like, let's call it what it was. Armando had made me crazy. I was psychotic. This was me locking myself in his bathroom, going through his phone. This was me stealing his phone while he's in the shower, going to my car, looking through his messages, stealing his Apple Watch. Like, this was peak psychotic, okay? So that's the type of time we were on, just to give you like a brief background. And it had literally gotten to the point where like I just didn't believe anything this man said. Why I was with him, I don't know. But I just could not get myself to like believe anything he said. Anything he said. He could tell me he was at work, I thought he was lying. He could tell me that he was sleeping, he's lying. He could tell me that he is reading to blind children. I would be like, you're lying. Like, I don't care. And honestly, this point in our relationship, he had already cheated on me so many times and talked to so many girls that anytime we would FaceTime and he would be in the car, I would make him like show me the car, like who is with you in the car. I said I was gonna stop talking about Armando, but because it's just so many toxic stories, because I do have stories like for days about the toxicity, but this one is just takes the cake. So there was this college party, and this man had to go to every party that there was. Mind you, Armando was also in a fraternity, which he lied to me about, but whatever. So he was basically, living the life of a fraternity boy, and we all know the type. So he was, living large. He got into parties for free. He got to do all them dances, all them line things. And, he was really feeling himself because he was in this fraternity and he just was the it boy, So this party, he was, obviously going to go to. And so anytime I would bring up a party and I would bring up like I didn't want him to go, he would always tell me that his fraternity, like he has to go because his fraternity's hosting the party, or the fraternity. It was always the fraternity is the reason why he had to go to these stupid parties. And I would be like, okay, well, I want to come. And he'd be like, no, I don't want you there. He always did these two things. The number one thing, he would be like, oh, you're too classy to go to parties. Like, don't try to be something you're not. Like, I like my girls to be at home. I like my girls this, that. Oh my God, he would say that all the time. Basically saying like, oh, I'm too good to go to a party. Like, a party is I have no business going to one, right? And this is what he would always say. It was so annoying. Or the second one is that like, oh, I'm just gonna go and I just show my face so they get off me, and then like I just go home. Like, it's not even worth you coming to because I'm not gonna stay there that long. He loved to say that. So whatever, right? Or third option, he would act like he had no idea what the party was. He was like, oh, I didn't even know there was a party. There's a party? I didn't even know. It was so annoying. But anyway. So this was this stupid party, and I had brought up to him, I was like, hey, like for my birthday, I think we should do this, that, and the third. And he kept saying like, oh, I can't celebrate your birthday on your birthday, but I can do it before or after. And that's what he kept telling me. And so, I obviously got into my little sneaky Inspector Gadget brain, and I had found out that it was actually this party that was happening. And I was like, isn't it convenient that you can't take me out on my birthday because you have something going on. Meanwhile, it's a party. You're just trying to go to this party. So okay, right, okay, cool. So what time are we going? Because I'm gonna meet you there. You don't know it, but I'm gonna come. Okay. So that's exactly what I did. So I found out the information of the party through a homegirl, and I convinced this girl, the one from one of my friends that I had mentioned who let me use her Snapchat. So I had asked her, I was low-key begging her to come with me because I had no one. I did not know anybody at the college. Like, I was not popping. I didn't know anybody that was going to be there. And, who wants to pull up to a party by themselves? Like, that's tacky. Not tacky, but you know what I mean. So I was like trying to convince her, and she was like, no, I'm not gonna go, because it was like typical college warehouse party type deal, like so lame. And I'm telling you now, I would used to like see all these parties on Snapchat and Instagram and stuff, and I'd be like, oh my God, like that looks so much fun. Like, I can't go, because at the time I was in cosmetology school, and I was like, I wish I could go, like, and I had to go to school on Saturdays. And so I would just watch these parties and be like, oh my God, like, why can't I go? Like, why can't I do this, that, and the third? And I've been to a couple. Oh, they are so lame. You are not missing out on anything. Oh my God. So I was just begging this girl to come with me. I was like, please come with me. And she was just not having it. She's like, no, I'm not going to go to the party. So I was just like, oh my God. Luckily for me, Paris kind of knew some of the people that would be at the party. So I asked her, I was like, hey, would you come with me to this party? It's here. I just need to like catch him in the act. Like I need to catch him as a witness, or like I need to witness him doing something. Like I need something. And that was my thing. I was really obsessed with like catching him in the act because he was so persistent on like, I could literally see something with my own eyes, and this man would tell me over and over again that I did not see it. So like I needed something with like solid visible evidence, because it was always that I was taking text messages out of context. I was taking things out of context and whatever. So I needed to see something with my own eyes. So that day, me and my mother, it was my birthday, and birthdays in my household are kind of like not a good time. So me and her got into it really bad, and so she was just like, oh yeah, you're not going anywhere. And I'm just like, what do you mean I'm not going anywhere? So basically she punished me. She said I wasn't allowed to go anywhere, but no, I had to go catch my boyfriend in the act. So that's just not gonna work for me, ma'am. It's just really not. So I put up this whole plan, and I asked Paris if she could pick me up from my house and take me to this party and just bring me back. That's what I wanted to do. So literally I got dressed and everything, and I creeping through the window, got out of my house, and Paris picked me up, and we went to this warehouse party. Now, of course, it was a college party, and whatever college or whatever fraternity hosted the party, they got in early, and everybody else, it was the whole, ladies get in for $5 or free and blah, 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 right? It was that whole thing. So when we pull up, it is this long line. Like the line was ridiculous, especially like after going into the party. Like this is what people wait in line for all the time, every weekend. This is what y'all do. Like why? So it was this long line. So Paris and I, we park and we start going into the line or whatever. We somehow got to cut. So it was basically like a warehouse thing. And then it had like wooden rails, like, the ramps that like they use for handicapped people. So it was like one of those wooden ramps. That's where like the line is and where people are getting in. And then the rest of it was on gravel. So we weren't like at the door where like the wooden ramp was, but we were like right after that. So we still had to wait in line, but it wasn't like crazy wait in line. So as we're waiting in line, they're not letting anybody in. I am with Paris, and I was coincidentally with Armando's friend. At the time, we were all waiting in line, and so we were basically like chilling in the line, whatever. It was like a long time. We were just sitting there chilling, talking, okay? So after about like 30 to 45 minutes, Armando and his fraternity like all come in as this whole group of people, and they walk right past me. Mind you, I'm with Armando's friend. So he literally like daps his friend up and acts like he did not see me. Like he literally, like I'm standing next to his friend. His friend is just like, oh, Armando, da 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 da. Armando's like, oh, hey, what's up? Dabs him up. Literally does not even look me in my face, does not look me up and down, does not look in my direction, and just goes to like where the ramp was to go in. So I was just like, oh, that's like, okay, that's what we're doing. So I'm looking at Paris, and I'm just like, can you believe that? And Paris is already over Armando. That like everybody was over it besides me. Like I just couldn't open my eyes to see this mess of this boy. Like, ugh. So we're still standing in line, and his friend is just like, I don't know, like, girl, do you, like, whatever. He's basically telling me, like, without telling me that Armando's trash, he's basically telling me, like, from his friend point of view, like, Armando's trash. Like, everyone, Armando's mother told me Armando was trash. Like, I didn't, So, basically, I'm still waiting in line with Paris and Armando's friend. And so I'm seeing that Armando is literally, because they did not open the doors yet, I'm seeing that Armando is standing next to the door with his fraternity brothers. And I'm looking at him, like I literally looked up at him, and every time I looked up at him, he would like go like that. Like, you know, when you're somebody staring at you and you stare back and then they stare away? He did that, right? So I'm just like, yo, this kid is really like not joking. Like, he's serious right now. So I'm texting him. I'm like, yo, what's your problem? Da da da. I'm kind of going in on him. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You're really gonna act like you didn't see me, blah blah blah. You're really gonna act like that? He's lit. Y'all, I see him on his phone and he is not responding. So at this point, like, I'm going crazy. I'm like, this cannot be happening right now. Like, you're literally gonna do this. You're doing this right now. Okay. So I'm just sitting there. The line, it's almost like an hour at this point that we've been waiting in this line, and it was getting cold. And so I was like standing there with Paris and Armando's friend, and Paris is basically telling me like, girl, there's another party if you want to go to, like, it's inside, we don't have to wait, like, I know the people, because this was not Paris's people at all. So she was basically telling me like, hey, I have another party if you want to go to, like, I would rather go there. This is kind of whack and I don't really want to be here. And I'm telling her, I'm like, Paris, there is a mission that we need to accomplish. Like, I need to go into this party because I need to see what he's doing. I need to babysit, I guess. Like, to be honest, I don't even know what I was thinking. Like, I don't know. My motives were all over the place that night. I just honestly didn't want to believe that he would do something like that to me, but ended up doing way worse to me. So whatever. So Paris is like, yeah, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to wait. Like, this is lame. I want to go. And so I was just like, well, I guess, like, if you want to go, like, I'm going to stay here because I need to see it through. Like, yep, I'm going to stay here until I go inside and I see what I need to see. What I'm going to see, I don't know. So she ends up leaving, and I'm just sitting here with Armando's friend, and Armando's friend knows everybody. He's like, basically, I was in line with him, but he just kept leaving the line to talk to other people. So I'm basically there by myself. So once the line finally starts moving, they start opening the doors and we're allowed to go in. I walk in and I'm waiting with Armando's friend. He was like, oh, I'm not going to leave you by yourself, whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. Literally, as soon as we got inside, he like found other people, and I was just like, okay, well, I have to figure out what I have to do. Like, this is go time. I'm in. I need to figure out what my plan was. I didn't have a plan, but I just know I needed to catch Armando in the act, you know? So that I did. I literally watched Armando get twerked on. I saw him like anything and everything, like girls coming up to him. I seen girls caressing him. I was literally witnessing all this, and he was literally doing it in front of my face with no shame. It was kind of weird because he wasn't acknowledging that I was there, but he knew that I was there watching him like a hawk, and he was just letting like all types of girls just do whatever. So I pulled a Sammy Sweetheart. Yeah, I did. And I was like, oh, okay, so you want to sit here and act like I can't get somebody? No. So there was this one specific guy. Well, there was like several, but for the sake of this video, there was one specific guy that Armando basically had like a naughty list that like I was never to speak to these people. I don't know. He was a very insecure individual. So I think it's because like he had heard that I had made a comment that this guy was like super fine or something like that. To be honest, he looked like Chris Brown. So yes, he was fine. Okay. Hello. So, and he was tall, like, anyway. So I guess Armando felt threatened by him. So he was on like the do not talk list, like the X list, whatever. So I was like, boom. Don't play with me. Like, you're getting attention from all these like weirdo girls, like these girls. I'm not going to get attention from looking guys. I'm going to get attention from the guy that you don't want me talking to. Okay. And that's exactly what I did. So stupid, so petty, childish. I know. I don't really care. This is my story. So I walk up to this guy, and we're going to call him Ike. So Ike is just sitting there, he's just standing there or whatever, and so I just went up and stood next to him, and that's all I had to do, bro. Like, don't ever in your life play me, sir. Don't ever. So I just went and I stood next to him, and he was like, oh, are you here by yourself? And I was like, yeah, how about you? And he was like, oh, I'm here with my homeboys, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, that's nice. You look nice. Like, being so stupid. It's like, oh, you look nice. I like your outfit, da-da-da, laying it on thick. And so this guy was like, oh, you got a boyfriend? And I was like, no, I don't got a boyfriend. And mind you, while this is happening, Armando is looking dead at me, but I did not care. That was the point, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted, you know what, Sammy in the episode where she's like, I need to find the hottest guy. That was literally me without having to yell that on the bar. Like, it was gross. Shameful. So basically, he's asking me, he's like, oh, you got a boyfriend? And I was like, no, I don't got a boyfriend. And then he was like, okay, so then let me put my number in your phone. So I was like, say less, homie. So I pulled out my phone and I handed it to Ike. So as soon as I hand the phone to Ike, Ike puts in his number, and where it gets to the part where you have to add your name, here comes Armando from across the way. And Armando snatches the phone out of Ike's hand and he dabs Ike up. That's what I'm saying. Like, how you gonna dab? Whatever. So he grabs my phone out of Ike's hand and he dabs him up. And Ike's like, oh, is this your girl or something? And then Armando was like, yeah, this is my girl, da-da-da. And I was like, no, I am not your girl. Like, you are not mine. We are not together, remember? And so Ike just started laughing because, I mean, what else is he supposed to do? Like, I'm literally involving him into my drama. He's like collateral damage at this point. And so Armando has my phone now. And Armando was crazy. So I was just like, this man's gonna break my phone. Like, he's going, I did not think this part through. I didn't think he was actually gonna take my phone out of this man's hands. Like, oh my God, are you joking? So I'm over here panicking because I'm like, this man's gonna break my phone. He is 100% gonna break my phone. And like, how am I supposed to explain this? Like, hey mom, I left. I went to a party that I wasn't supposed to go to. And on top of that, I don't have a phone because Armando broke it. How was I supposed to get home? Like, oh my God, that would have been a nightmare. That, if he broke my phone, which I was anticipating, I was like, this dude is gonna break my phone and it's over with. So I'm just sitting here staring at my phone. And so when he kind of had like a moment of weakness, I like snatched it out of his hand. And he was like, is this really what we're doing now? Is this what we're doing? And so I'm like sitting here like, this is what you started. Like, go back to acting like you didn't see me. How are you going to sit here and act like you don't see me this whole time? But as soon as I get in Ike's face, now you want to sit here and act like I'm your girlfriend? Boy, bye. Get out of here. So that was like the little argument that we had. So I was just over it. I took my phone back and I was just like, you know what, this is so stupid or whatever. So as I'm like walking away from Armando's friend was like, hey, do you want to get a drink? Do you want this? And he was kind of like in my face about getting a drink or whatever. So it kind of like stalled me from walking out. So I'm like, no, I'm just over it. Like, I'm ready to go. And he's like, why are you ready to go? We just got here. So I'm just talking to Armando's friend. And out of the corner of my eye, I see him talking to his line brother and basically saying, like, basically calling me a thought, calling me a hoe, saying all kinds of stuff, whatever. And so I'm like looking at this, and something about me, like, I to this day haven't reached a level of maturity. Like, I'm very much see something, say something, okay? And it got nothing to do with the police. It is, if I see something, I'm gonna say something to you, okay? You're not gonna sit here and play me. I don't care. So I was like watching him talking bad about me to his line brother, and I was just not gonna stand for it. So I went over to him, stupid, but whatever. I went over to him and I'm like, say what you gotta say to me. Like, don't sit here and talk bad about me to him. Like, he doesn't even know me, da-da-da-da. I was going off. I will say I was going off. So one thing about me, a strong thing about Samantha. when I'm arguing with a person, I'm arguing with that person. If I'm not talking to you, if I'm not involving you, don't bring yourself up. Like, don't do that, you know? So, sorry, I keep messing with my hair. It's whatever. So, I'm sitting here basically going off on Armando, and his line brother decides to like actually like get in front of Armando. Mind you, this boy is like my height. So he decides to like move Armando back, and he was like,
Nah, because what you're not about to do is sit here and play my bro. Like, you sit here, you're gonna play my bro like that. And
he's getting in my face, and he's like,
don't sit here and do that. Like, I seen what you did. He told me what you did.
da da da, getting in my face. And so I'm telling you, I don't know. I got issues. So I get back in his face and I let him know I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. Like, I don't really care what you're saying, sir. I really don't. I'm not talking to you. So then, on top of, his line brother getting in my face and my business, some girl, I hate these type of girls, but whatever. Some girl, random, never seen her in my life, never, nothing, decides to come over, and she was like, Armando, is this girl bothering you? Is this girl a problem? And I'm like, is this girl a problem? And what are you going to do if I am? Like, whoa. Mind you, not smart on my part because, number one, I'm by myself. Number two, this is a whole boy, little man syndrome, bad. And then, like, this random female who obviously likes to fight because you're literally inserting yourself into something that you have absolutely no business inserting yourself into. But okay, girl. So that was a really bad idea on my part to think like this was, I should have just left it where it was, but I didn't. So she was just like, oh, Armando, do you need me to handle it? And I'm like, handle what? Like, girl, I'm not talking to you. And then I turned to Armando because I'm like, if this girl is willing to fight me for you, not knowing anything, like, what do y'all got going on? So that's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, you got something going on that you got this girl saying that she's gonna fight me? And so then the girl, she's basically going back and forth with me because she was like, nah, I can show you, whatever. So then Armando's friend kind of like diffuses the situation, and he's like, whoa, like, relax. And so then Armando was like, nah, it's good, I got it. It's like, boy, shut up. I'm telling you, had Armando's friend not been there, for whatever reason, he was very kind to me that day, but without Armando's friend being there, like, you're really gonna sit here and let this girl like try to like check me for you? What? So I'm just like, you know what? I need to go. I need to get out of here. I'm done. I'm sick of it. This is stupid. I don't need to be here. Like, obviously, this kid does not care about me. Like, he lied about coming to the party. It's my birthday. He acts like he didn't see me. He acts like I'm not even here. And now he took the dude that I was trying to talk to in, revenge. And then he's going to have some random girl. And no, his line brother is sitting here trying to check me. And then some random girl is really going to threaten me. Like, what? This is too much. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave. So that's what I did. I did put my hands on Armando before I left the scene. Not proud of it, but it is what it is. I did do that. So I basically, checked him, and then I walked out of the venue. So like I said, it was the wooden ramp thing, and then it was like gravel. It wasn't a parking lot, it was just gravel surrounding the area, and you had to walk a little bit where you got to the parking lot. Well, there was like a dead spot where it was like a dead spot where there was no lights or anything. And so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna wait. And I'm trying to call Paris, but for some reason my phone was not working. Like, I was getting no signal because, mind you, we were at this warehouse. So I saw this group of girls, and they were like standing by like the light or whatever. So I was getting ready to walk up and go talk to them. As I'm walking up, this psycho pick-me girl decides that she's gonna come up to me. And so she comes up to me while I'm outside of the parking lot, and she was like, no, so what's the problem that you had with Armando? So she's basically pressing me. Mind you, I am in my attire with heels on, and she was like, what is this about Armando? Like, what's the pressure? I just remember that she kept saying, what's the pressure, like, what's going on, what's the issue, what do you got going on, what's your problem with Armando? And I was basically telling her, like, that's one thing, I don't really care how much bigger you are, I don't care what you got going on, like, don't talk to me crazy. I literally don't care. So I was just like, I'm not talking to you. You're not Armando. I don't even know you. So leave me alone, girl. Like, I already left it in there. I let you have it. Do whatever it is that you want. Like, girl, bye. I walked away from the situation. So, and then she's like, oh, you walking away because you're this, you're that. And I'm just like, okay, girl, I will be that. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, if you're trying to do something, then do it. But you're just talking. Like, you know, I wasn't trying to tussle, but I also was like, I ain't no punk. Like, girl, don't come outside and sit here and try to do the same thing that you did inside. If you're not coming outside to do something different, then get out of my face, you know? So then the group of girls that were next to the light that I was initially approaching, they come over and they're like, hey, like, hey, is everything okay, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, everything's fine. Everything was fine because she was still talking. She wasn't doing anything. And so she was basically like cussing me out, and she walked away. And so I'm basically like, I was like, hey, can I borrow your phone? Like, can I borrow one of y'all's phones? So I called Paris. So I'm thinking like, all right, cool. I was like, hey, Paris, how far are you from the warehouse? And she was like, oh, give me about like 10 minutes and I'll come pick you up. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm like waiting by these girls, okay, in the light. I guess the girl that I, had my little run-in with, she wasn't done. So the first time in the actual warehouse thing inside the party, she felt the need to, press me over Armando. And then she proceeded to check me outside. So, why did this girl come back with sneakers on and two of her friends? And I was just like, oh, whoa, ma'am, this is not it. So I was just like, girl, I am not about to go home jumped, okay? Nah. I walked my way because I'm not running for anybody. I'm not running away from you, but I did walk, okay? So it was her and her homegirls. I saw them walking outside with her sneakers on, and she was like walking where the light was on the ramp. I was in the dark, low key. So I called Paris super fast. I'm like, girl, where are you? And she was like, I'm literally pulling up. Girl, when I tell you, I jumped into that car so fast. You are not gonna jump me. I don't care. No, you're not gonna do it. So I jumped into the car super fast. I was like, girl, go. Like, don't even like look back, nothing, go. And she was like, what's going on? I was like, these girls are trying to jump me. So Paris, she was with it. Like, I give her that. And she was like, wait, do we need to go back? I'm like, no, we don't need to go back. Like, keep going. Like, what do you mean? Like, it was 3 of them and they were big. I was like, oh no, ma'am, I'm not about to sit here and get jumped. Bye. No. So we pull off or whatever. And Armando's friend ends up Snapchatting me, and he was like, hey, where did you go? Like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I did. Like, I don't need to be in there. Like, da-da-da-da. And he was like, oh, okay, just making sure. Like, whatever. Have a good night. Whatever. Armando's friend was being more of a boyfriend to me than Armando ever was in that one night. So then I basically get a message from Armando the next day, basically telling me like, oh, are you done? He would always do that. He'll be like, are you done? And I was just like, that's all you have to say? And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, that girl was literally ready to fight me over you, and you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. And he was like, oh, well, I don't know what you wanted me to do after everything. Like, you're really going to talk to Ike in my face like that? And I was like, you literally ignored me the entire time. Like, let's be serious here. You ignored me. You acted like you didn't see me, and the second I sit here and, you know, get some dude's number as like a revenge plot, I deserve to get jumped. What? And this boy sits here and tells me, he was like, well, you should have never came to the party. I told you this is why I don't like you going out. You don't know how to control yourself when you go out. Like, I don't understand how you're not embarrassed of yourself. Okay, sir, you won, because I am perplexed at the way you put two and two together. It is completely acceptable for you to ignore me in a public setting, get your line brother to go off on me, sit here and have this girl threaten me, really ready to fight me for real behind you, and it's all because I should have never been at that party and I don't know how to act in public. Right. And he's gonna say that's why he doesn't take me out. Okay, sir. So, yeah. And then on top of that, like I said, I thought this went under the radar. I didn't know anybody from that party other than Armando's friend. And like, that's it. Armando. And I guess Ike. But I didn't even know Ike like that. And I just knew him from social media. So I didn't know anybody there personally to sit here and like, I don't know. I didn't think anybody paid attention to it, but girl, apparently people did pay attention to it, and people were talking about me. Rightfully so, because it was a very stupid situation that I put myself in. But I don't even know. I could not even begin to explain how I would explain to my mom that night. Like, imagine I had gotten jumped. Like, and it wasn't bad, right? Like, imagine, boom, right? Imagine I did get jumped and it was really, really bad that I, like, had to go to the hospital. Can you imagine, like, the phone call that would have been? Or if I did get jumped, but it wasn't bad enough to go to the hospital, like, I was okay enough to go home. Like, Samantha, when I went to sleep, you looked fine. Now I'm awake. I had, like, 2 black eyes, a busted lip. Like, oh, my God. I'm gonna tell you, a mother's prayer goes a long way, because I used to get myself in all kinds of situations that to this day they don't even know about. So so anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. It was stupid. It was a joke, but it was one of the messes that I would get myself into. So don't be like me, and if you were like me, let me know. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I hope you guys had an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video.